Hey there, Park Reporters. This is Charlie, your host. Thanks for joining us here on another episode of the Park Report. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the channel. It helps it go a long way. I am trying to get monetized, so please subscribe. I beg of you. Please, I'm groveling at this point. Thank you. Um, but thanks for joining us here at another episode. And I just wanted to do a second look here at Epic Universe. I actually visited the park with a couple of my friends on Sunday, April 27th. We had a fantastic time. The walking in, my friends were already on the Minecart Madness ride. They were in line in the queue, so I wanted to just take some time to walk around. I tried to snag a virtual queue for the Ministry of Magic. I was unsuccessful. Unfortunately, the system for virtual queue for Universal is not great, to be honest. I will say Disney has it up on them, has a leg up on them on this system. There's not a way to add your family members or your party members. You basically have to click into the virtual queue, add the number of people in your party, and then try to get a time. And a lot of times it just errors out, and you have to go back and forth. And it seems to just be a luck of the draw. There's multiple reports online of people not being able to get access to the virtual queue or not being able to even ride the ride. With the amount of money that we are spending to come into the park, there is no excuse on why the system sucks so bad. Um, it kind of put a damper on my day a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, it was very frustrating to have to experience that, and I did provide that feedback to Universal. So we'll see if they fix it. I will say one of the other party members, one of my friends, was able to score us a virtual queue for a 3:15, 3:45 return time. So um, we were able to experience the ride. But yeah, anyway, I had a great time going into the Super Nintendo World. Um, well, let me back up here. I took some time while they were in the queue to go around Celestial Park and in the front entrance area and just kind of just take some footage, looked in the shops. It's amazing. The level of detail that they have in the shops is just spectacular. They I've seen other videos, other creators talk about how there's like no detail in the shops, and I don't understand that sentiment. Um, this is it's ethereal. It's space themed. It's celestial. Literally, that's the name of the hub. There's. I mean, what do they expect? Katy Perry to come down from the Blue Origin space capsule and just announce that she's an astronaut every 10 minutes? Like, it's just not. Like, what else do you want? Um, I absolutely adore it. I love it. I could say that it's probably better than theming over in Islands in that main thoroughfare, and it's just a great experience, walking into the park. It's more enjoyable, going into that center hub and just seeing the gardens. It's true. Universal put it out in their press release. They are putting the park back in theme park, and it is an absolutely true statement. I mean, there's the water features, and there's fire, and there's the flower beds and the plants and this kinetic energy, and it's just such a positive experience, going in and just seeing like beautiful greenery and the water and everything. So I love it. I've fallen in every that on this second go around. I have fallen even more in love with this theme park, and I could not be happier. Um, so yeah, anyway, we started our day over in the Super Nintendo World. Um, while I was waiting for them to come out of the ride, I ended up going into the shop, the power up shop. I ended up grabbing a drink, a Diet Coke, and I ended up getting a souvenir, a Luigi hat to add to my collection. So I ended up having to wait for them to come out of the ride. Let me tell you, it is hot in that land. It is hot it's hot in the park, but it is especially hot on that land. There is almost no shade whatsoever in that land. Um, especially waiting over in Donkey Kong Country. I was cowering by the edge of the pathway, over by the trees just to look for some shade. It was crazy, but nonetheless, we kind of went through the land. We didn't ride the Mario Kart ride. We did ride the the Yoshi attraction, the Yoshi's Adventure. So that was very cute. Of course, I love the queue there. It's I don't know. I have a thing for Yoshi. I have a special place in my heart for him, and in the characters for Yoshi. So I love that. That's probably one of my favorite kid rides in the park. So yeah, it was great. You know, riding that ride, playing the little game. For those of you that don't know, Yoshi's Adventure is a kind of like an I Spy game, sort of. Uh, on your restraint, you have three colored eggs, and you're supposed to go through the ride, kind of doing like an I Spy, and you find the eggs. So yeah, we played that game, got the golden egg at the end, which is cool. If you don't play it, you don't get the egg. So, but it's really a cute ride. And I love, I don't know what I like more, the queue or the ride, but when you get a chance to ride it, please do. It's definitely worth the wait. Is it an exciting ride? No, it's a kid's ride, but definitely enjoy it if you can. Anyway, after that, we ended up going to. We were hungry. We left the land. We went over to Oaken Star Tavern, got some overpriced barbecue. Unfortunately, the food at Universal is overpriced a little bit, especially for what you're getting and the portion size. Um, for me, was not worth the cost. We got the pick two barbecue plate. I don't have a picture of it. We were so hungry, we scrubbed it down before I can even take a photo of it or a video. But the theming in the restaurant is amazing. No complaints there. We headed over to Monster Universe. We did ride the Monsters Unchained attraction. This just as a preface, this is my friend's first time visiting the park, so uh, their first impressions from riding the first two rides was it's kiddie rides. Why would we want to upgrade our annual pass? Why would we want to pay for another ticket? Why would we want to come back? It's just kiddie rides. And I had to explain to them, this is you've ridden two kid rides. I mean, there's so much more in the park. And let me tell you, after we got off this ride, Monsters Unchained, their attitude completely changed, and they were bewildered. I mean, the level of detail of theming on this ride is just amazing, and they were so happy. They were so happy to have ridden it. So, yeah. Anyway, we headed out of there. We walked over to the hub. We took some photos of the fountain, some videos of the fountain as well. We ended up getting a couple drinks at the Celestiki bar. Let me tell you, you have to get the pina colada at the Celestiki bar. It will literally knock your socks off. It is in a good way. It is a strong drink. You can definitely taste the alcohol. There's a lot of what I can only assume is Myers rum, and it is so good. But it's frost. It's a frosty beverage. It's creamy, and the flavors are just amazing. So yeah, headed over from there. We headed over to Isle of Burke, and oh no, we didn't. We actually went over to the Ministry. It was time for us to go ride our ride. So headed over to the Ministry of Magic over in the Harry Potter land, and this was going to be my first time along. Obviously, it was their first time as well, but wow, the that attraction is amazing. I know there has been critiques. There are other creators on here that think it is just or it's not worth it at all. I don't know what they're talking about. They must have been tired. They might have woken up on the wrong side of the bed that day. This ride is just spectacular. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just the level of detail. I mean, one of the Death Eaters, me and my friend looked at each other. We looked at each other on the ride and we said, "Is that a person?" It looks the animatronics blow Disney's animatronics out of the water. Like there is no way that they're going to be able to compete with the level of theming and the level of detail and the technology in this ride. I mean, it's wow. That's all I can say. It's wow. Now, I will say for the people out there, it has been described as a mixture between Tower of Terror and Spider-Man. I promise you, there is no. It is not Tower of Terror at all. It gives the illusion of a drop tower, but I promise you, It is a think of Spider-Man or think of Transformers, and it's just a the vehicle is a taller, bigger version of that. And that's how they're able to achieve those effects of kind of like a drop experience, but there's no drop. I mean, the most you're going to drop is a couple feet, but it's with the visuals. I mean, it makes you look like you're traveling in the Ministry of Magic in an elevator, going through the floors, going horizontal, vertical, sideways, and wow. That's all I can say is wow. Absolutely blown away. So anyway, we ended up having some food. We tried the crepes. Not impressed with the crepes. Kind of a mid experience, unfortunately. Then we headed over to Isle of Burke. Uh, that was a great experience. We tried to see the show. Apparently, the dragons were untrainable that day. They the untrainable show was not running. Apparently, every single showing was canceled for the day. They really tried to get that show up and running, but it just wasn't possible. So we ended up taking a ride on the fire drill attraction. That's the little kid boat ride. I will say I'll give it to them. That's a fun ride. I was not a fan before of wanting to ride it. I'm not a water person. I don't like getting wet to begin with. And I had a blast. I mean, you're basically shooting targets, and it looks like cardboard cutouts of dragons and people in the village and targets. But I mean, you get soaked, and it is so much fun. We had a blast. You get to shoot other boats. You get to try to get. I mean, even other people in your boat, you can kind of soak them if you time it right. So on a hot day, I recommend it. If you can ride it for sure. Um, yeah. So anyway, we after that we ended up getting a snack. We ended up riding the Hiccup Swing gliders. That second re-ride for me, absolutely stunning. No complaints. Loved it. Um, I felt that it's very similar to Hagrid's. There's less launches on this attraction, but you know what? I feel like this one is more, in a good way. It's more thrilling. It's more. It's like a fun thrill. There's more up and down, whereas Hagrid's seems to be more flat. There's not much elevation change besides the spike in the back side of the ride. But yeah, Hiccup Swing Gliders, it's so fun. It is so much fun. Yeah. So anyway, from there, we tried to. Well, my friends rode the flat ride there. The name of it. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, they ended up riding that. I waited for them for a little bit. And then yeah, we only had a couple more hours left at the park. I think we had 3 hours left at that point. So we headed over to Monsters Unchained. We got a stopped at Celestiki again. Got a couple more drinks. Headed into Monsters Unchained. We ended up riding that 2 times back to back. The wait times were, I think, 15 minutes. I think we waited just walking through the queue. It took 15 minutes. So um, yeah, just again, that ride is so much fun. It is spectacular. It is the best dark ride on the planet, I think. Um, so yeah, did that. We decided, you know what? Let's go ride. Um, let's go ride the werewolf ride. So we rode the werewolf ride. I kind of downplayed it. I told my friends that this was basically a spinning version of the Flight of the Hippogriff over in Hogsmeade. Obviously, it's not that. It's more thrilling. It's more fun. There's some mild scares inside the attraction, but it's a lot of fun. It's a great spinner ride. I can't no complaints there. The only thing that kind of throws people off is the netting around the attraction, and I definitely agree. It's kind of weird to see the netting there, but what are you gonna do? I mean, they're trying to protect everyone. If things fly off from because there's no lockers, you put everything at your feet. So if something flies out and it hits a guest, I mean that's going to be a problem, and that's someone's vacation that's ruined. So there's a give and take. But anyway, great attraction. Great ride. So yeah, we ended up only having, I think, an hour left of the day. So we headed over, and we ended up splitting up. Um, Three of us, we rode for the last ride of the night. We got to ride Stardust Racers. Our other friend ended up riding Hiccup's Wing Gliders again, and he ended up waiting for us. But yeah, we that was such a great attract. I keep saying, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. It was a great attraction. It's so much fun. It's a in a good way. It's a tamer version of Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster. Well, number one, it's made by Intamin, whereas Stardust Racers is a mock ride, a German made. Yes, it's a launch coaster. Yes, the restraints look the same, but totally different ride experience. I mean, it's bunny hills and lots of airtime, and at the end of the attraction, it is a race technically, but it's like you're two comets, and you're intertwining at the end of that ride, and it's just and at night it is beautiful. The track is not lit. It's just the ride vehicles, and it is so much fun riding at night. So if you get that opportunity to do it, please do it when it's dark. It's just simply beautiful. And then of course seeing the park lit up at night as well, with that in the backdrop, it's just a great experience. So that pretty much ended our night. We did go over to the fountain. We sat down for just a few minutes, took some photos, took a couple videos, and yeah, I schlepped my way back to the car. Luckily, I was parked in premier parking, or preferred parking, so a little bit closer than the first time. I felt like I was parked at Epcot the first time we visited the park, but definitely more closer than the last time. So overall, this park is beautiful. Universal has outdone themselves. I think this is the next evolution of theme parks, where everything is heavily detailed. The technology is there. There's a mixture of kid rides and adult rides and thrill and shows. And while I didn't get to see the shows this time, unfortunately, they were all either over for the day or just not operating. You know, it, Universal has hit it out of the park. Um, and yeah, if you get a chance to visit the park anytime soon, please do. If you come during the summer, bring some sunscreen, drink a lot of water. Water is free at all of the Coke freestyle machines, and bring an umbrella, because it may rain during the summer, but it also is probably going to be hot, and you're going to want to use that umbrella. Try to find one that's UV resistant. Um, so anyway, that is my second look here at Universal's Epic Universe. Thanks for joining us here on another episode. My name is Charlie. This has been your Park Report.